Jackson Radio Show.
Greetings and salutations. You are tuning into the Disgruntled Millennial portion of the Kevin Jackson Show. My name is Brett Segal, the Disgruntled Millennial. I always broadcast to you live from my safe space down here in northern Florida, where I'm always free from your bigotry, racism, hatred, microaggressions, and your patriarchy. We're talking a little bit about Donald Trump and his bleep hole comments. It's been making the rounds in the news. One bad word. I mean, bad, I guess, depending on how you look at it or what context or who says it or whatever. One bad word. We have two weeks news cycle that's been basically it's been dominating the news. Trump is racist. He's a bigot. He is mentally unstable. But let's face it. Come on. The folks who are wearing the kitty cat hats, I'm not going to say any, I'm going to try not to curse in this episode. This is the first time I'm back on the air since I got sort of put on probation for saying a cuss word on the air. And it's just funny now. Now everybody's doing it. Maybe I started a little trend and now everyone is doing it. CNN, they're going bleep hole, bleep hole, bleep hole. Of course, if Barack Obama had said bleep hole, they would have actually bleeped it out on the air. They don't want people looking at Democrats as being vulgar and rude. But of course, if it's Donald Trump, they want to make sure they want to lean into it. They want to lean into his vulgarity. So they're going to say it. They're going to repeat it. They're going to repeat it over and over and over and over again so that you, the audience, the attentive audience knows how awful and terrible and mentally unstable and unfit for the presidency Donald Trump is. Just so that you know. But let's face it, leftists don't really care about vulgarity. These are the people that are marching on Washington with P-word hats. Pink hats that are shaped like cat ears. These are the people that go around with full bodysuits shaped like a vagina. These are the people talking about President Trump and his vulgarity. They say he's a racist because he said that. Well, Hillary Clinton literally turned Haiti into a bleep hole. And people are more concerned with the fact that Trump brought it up and he said it out loud. Priorities, folks. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how they don't care about actual evil, but just this perceived evil? Because in the postmodernist world, there is no such thing as good and evil, right? But we live in reality. There is such thing as good and evil, no matter what your philosophy says, or your anti-philosophy. That's what I think of postmodernism. It's an anti-philosophy because it has nothing to do with reality. Reality is objective. Postmodernism is subjective. So when you hear people coming out and saying, oh, you do you, it's your truth, like Oprah saying, it's your truth. You just have to explore your truth. Get to know your truth. No, there's only the truth, and then there's falsehoods, okay? Your truth, there is no such thing as your truth. But that's what postmodernism does. That's what postmodernism does. It creates this totally subjective world where you can literally go around saying, oh, there is no right and wrong and feel great about yourself, like, because you're not judgmental, you know. Leftists use that in the context of, okay, well, you know, if a conservative says, oh, well, it's a sin to be a homosexual. The liberals will come out and say, well, there is no right and wrong. There is no such thing as sin. And literally in the next breath, they will call you evil for not approving of homosexual lifestyle. Wait a minute, didn't you just say there's no such thing as good and evil? Didn't you say that there's no such thing as right and wrong? Full disclosure here, my best friend is gay. I have no problem with homosexuals. No problem with homosexuals whatsoever. What I do have a problem with is people being told what to think. That is what I have a problem with. I don't have any problem with you being gay, but if you're one of these gay people that goes around telling everybody else what to think, well then yes, I do have a problem with you, just like I would have a problem with a straight person going around telling everybody what to think. Now, we live in an objective reality. This is why postmodernism utterly breaks down, even for the postmodernist. This is why, even though the idea of postmodernism is a totally subjective world where there's no universal idea of right and wrong, this is why liberals or postmodernists still try to pin conservatives with being good and evil. This is why they're Nazis. Wait a minute. If there's no such thing as good and evil, why is being a Nazi bad? How could you make the claim that being a Nazi is bad if you think that there's no such thing as good and evil? If there's no one right way to live, how is being a Nazi bad? It's because no matter how they try to instill this idea that, oh, it's just one big kumbaya, my lord, and we can get along with the pedophiles, we can get along with the Islamists, we can get along with every single person, we can get along with everybody. This kumbaya, my lord. You see, they don't even believe it. They don't even believe that stuff, because try getting them in a room with a conservative and have a civil conversation. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. These people do make value judgments about right and wrong and good and evil, which by their own philosophy is evil. Making a value judgment about good and evil, according to the postmodernist philosophy, is evil. How does that work? This is why I call it an anti-philosophy. Because once you start making absolute statements, like, for example, there is no such thing as an absolute truth. Let's unpack that statement. There is no such thing as absolute truth. Well, is that statement true? Is that statement absolutely true? If it's true that there's no such thing as absolute truth, well, then the statement, there is no such thing as absolute truth, is not absolutely true. It's a self-defeating statement. It's a self-defeating philosophy. And this is why you have liberals screaming at the sky, hating Trump for absolutely no reason. And even after all the great things, even if you have a conversation with a liberal and you basically, and they concede to you all of the policy arguments, all the good things that Trump is doing for the country today, let's say they concede it, they will still tell you that they hate him because he said grab him by the pee. Listen, I have been in liberal circles since I was a boy. I was raised as a liberal, by a liberal, for liberals, friends with liberals, in a town full of liberals, okay? Liberals do not care about vulgarity. They do not care about locker room talk. They do not care about saying grab them by the pee or making an off-color joke or something like that. They don't really care about that. Okay? All this outrage about Donald Trump saying this and saying that, it's fake. It's faux outrage. People are trying to be outraged. They are trying to get upset about it. But the more they cry, the more they scream, the better I feel, because it implicitly negates their whole philosophy. Their whole philosophy, the philosophy of be yourself, say whatever you want, do whatever you want, have whatever, take whatever you want. The whole philosophy, it shrivels and shrinks in the face of them getting upset at Donald Trump needlessly. It does. Because it shows them that they're not morally consistent. It shows them that they're not consistent with their own philosophy. In the sexually liberated world of liberals, saying something like grab them by the pee wouldn't be that big of a deal. Just saying it. Yeah, I mean, of course, doing it would be a big deal. But this fake outrage about Donald Trump saying grab him by the pee, and that no matter what he does in the next 4 years, that is going to color his entire presidency. That one statement. Now, I challenge any liberal out there listening. Now, go back in time in your mind and think to yourself, have I ever had locker room thoughts or said anything that might be construed as locker room talk? I certainly have. I guess that makes my point of view about free market capitalism, I guess that makes it all wrong. Think about the logic. Trump said bad words, therefore he's crazy. Are we really going to open that can of worms? Are we really going to go around accusing people who say bad words of being crazy? I don't think we want to go down that slippery slope. I really don't think we want to, especially the liberals. Especially the liberals. Like I said, I've been in liberal circles. There are vulgarities and nastiness and things that are said that are just, I can't even repeat it. I wouldn't repeat it. And in the next breath, the same exact folks will go around saying that Trump is an awful, terrible, terrible person, and Republicans, they just want you to die. They're evil, evil, awful, terrible people. And remember, these are the people who go around saying that everyone should be accepted, everyone should be listened to, everyone should be tolerated. All points of view are valid. All points of view are valid unless you hold conservative beliefs, that is. Coexist. We have to coexist. We need togetherness. Trump is divisive. We want togetherness. We want to bring people together. Kumbaya, my lord. Oh, hey, I'm a conservative. Can I come and hang out with you guys? I mean, you're a bunch of liberals. I'm a conservative. No, you are a racist, bigot, sexist, homophobe, and we say no. #me too. #resist. See, a lot of liberals don't want conservatives in their inner circle because the very presence of a conservative in their inner circle could very easily lay waste to their entire point of view, to their entire worldview. Because in simple conversation, a conservative might come, well, maybe there's maybe there's an alternative perspective. Bigot, racist, bigot. I almost got fired from a job for posts on Facebook. Somebody, I'm not going to put any details in here because I know the people. I do hang out with a lot of liberals. I do run in a lot of liberal circles, and one person actually tried to get me fired because of things I said on Facebook. They said that I was going to do my job poorly on purpose because Trump won, and now because conservatives are all emboldened to be mean and hateful to liberals. Hashtag coexist, right?
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177, or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.